Hey guys, it's Joe from Finding Faith. I wanted to talk a little bit about honesty, but kind of in a way I haven't heard many people talk about very often. I want to talk about honesty that starts on the inside. Because most of us, when we think of honesty, we think of how we talk with people, whether we tell the truth or whether we lie, and that's not wrong. It's just not the whole picture. Actually, when you think about it, it's kind of just a small part of the picture. I was discussing the virtue of honesty with a really good friend of mine. We're basically going through this book that talks about, different virtues and values within the Christian life. We're in a life group together. We were talking about the virtue of honesty. And what I realized, and I don't know why I've never really thought about this too much, is if you can't be honest with yourself about what's going on internally, it's going to be really hard to be honest with people externally, even in micro ways. And when I say micro ways, I mean, just little things. Someone asks you, how are you doing? You say fine when you're not really doing so fine. Or, someone asks you to say what's going on, and you tell them, but you leave out those crucial details that make you look potentially bad or point the situation in favor of someone you don't want the situation pointing in the favor of. And those are things that absolutely do need to be worked on, but in order to really work on those things, you have to work on the deeper issue. It's like dealing with weeds. You can keep pulling up weeds all you want, but if you don't get further underground, if you don't get to where the weeds are coming from, you're going to keep having these weeds and it's going to be exhausting. It's going to be much easier if you go for what's going on inside of you than the outward expressions all the time. See, because as soon as you start getting honest with yourself and what's going on inside of you, then it becomes easier. It's never easy, but it becomes easier to outwardly express to people what's going on inside of you. To make things clear, I am not saying that you need to be honest with every single person you talk to about every single detail of your life, but most of us could stand to be more honest, myself included. Now, what do I mean by saying be honest with yourself on the inside? All I mean is if you are feeling or thinking something, instead of saying, I think it might be this instead, or no, I don't think it's that, instead of dismissing the thought, actually addressing it and giving it credence. So some things that we really easily dismiss are uncertainty, we dismiss sadness, we dismiss anger. We basically dismiss pretty much any negative emotion. That's just because we naturally want things to be good all the time. I get that. I do that too, and it's not good for me. It's not necessarily good when you guys do it. It's not good when anyone does it. This first step is really crucial. If you find yourself wanting to be more honest with people, or even if you don't want to be more honest with people, even if you know you should be more honest with people, the first thing you have to do is think about where are you not being honest with yourself in any of these areas. Now, you may need to pray if you believe in God like I do. Even if you don't believe in God, it's worth giving it a shot. Just pray that God would reveal areas where you're not being fully honest to yourself. I think you might be surprised what gets revealed to you. You may not be. It may be completely unsurprising. It may make total sense. But it's something that I would definitely encourage you to do. And then from there, once that something has been revealed, just say, okay, this is what's going on. Because now you know that there is a problem. And if there's no problem, that's great. But in most of us, usually there's something that's there to deal with. And then this next step, this one you guys aren't going to like, because I don't necessarily like this step. The next step, once you've figured out what has been revealed to you, what you need to be more honest with yourself about, is you need to get honest with another person. James 5:16 talks about confessing your sins to other people. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be sins, it can be hurt. You should be telling other people when you're hurting or when you're dealing with something that you don't understand because you want to get out of it. And there are certain situations where you can deal with it yourself, but most of the time, if the problem comes from within you, it's not something that you can fix. The sick person isn't going to be the one who's able to cure himself of the disease. Like I said, sometimes, it's a little enough problem that you can do something about it. Sometimes it's just not. Going to someone else sucks at first. I don't like doing it inherently, but I found that the more that I do this, the more honest I am with other people about what's going on with me after I've been honest with myself, the more I'm able to solve, the more personal progress I have been able to make, and it feels fantastic in the long run, even if it's really bad in the short run. But like I said, this is all contingent upon the idea of you being honest with yourself. So start there and then work, and everything else will ultimately come together. It'll be kind of messy, and it may not be the most lovely process, but the result, definitely worth it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all I have in store for you in this video. Please subscribe to my channel, feel free to comment, like, share this video. You know, you never know who might need it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day or a blessed night.